Who's probably the strongest guy in here?
Not the weight room like I used to be, but I still move somebody.
You still got strong arms and wrists. Well, come here. Now, I know I did some of this last time I was here, but I don't know how much I did. So he's going to take a gaish on me.
No.
And we know that if I stay centered, he doesn't have much. Just move around. Now, I had a jitsu guy tell me, when you get a proper wrist lock and you know what you're doing, there's no out from it. Well, everyone in here has a thing called releases. So if he puts pressure on that and I just step forward, who has the gaish? Now, people won't realize how powerful your wrists are. Your wrists are 5 times more powerful than the strongest muscle in your body. You won't believe that, but it's the truth. If you read that crazy book Nick's got me crazy on, you'll believe that. You really will. But I want to show you something interesting. Now, some of you might remember this and some of you might not. But he's going to grab me and he's not going to let me move. I don't care if it's 2 hands or 1 hand. Now he's pushing down, which is to his detriment because this is perpendicular. Remember lessons on perpendicularity? Is that a real word? Being perpendicular?
Yeah.
Well, I'll show you something you won't believe, but it comes from this fascia understanding. Now I want him to get him really tight, and he ain't going to let me move. And I'm just going to say, stop that. You see what I'm doing? I'm not doing this. I'm doing this. Now don't let me move you. I'm a pretty weak old man. I'll show you something that'll blow your mind again. Bet you haven't seen that one. Well, that comes from studying this fascia. Especially if he's dumb enough to use 2 hands instead of 1. And most people out there, I'm not saying you're dumb. But here's the thing. He's got 2 hands engaged. That's another reason I like the 23 over the 17 on some techniques. But it's called a distraction technique in certain forms of jitsu. And to touch him like that, I don't know if he could feel it, but these 2 fingers did this. Could you feel it? Now you know what I'm going to do, so don't let me do it. Is that the dumbest thing you ever saw in your life? It's actually a principle out of Joe that Miyake showed me. But she showed me like this. Because it's so subtle you can't feel it. But when I'm doing this, your body's doing that too. So you're not out of balance, you're disbalanced. That makes sense? Right, yeah. When I touch this hand, it shifts his strength over here. Because it's just a mosquito bite, but it's a distraction thing. And he knows exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to get a partner, and you're going to start like this. Stop it. You don't have to do that part. But you just get this fluttering. And when I did this with Moose kind of knew what was going on, so he adjusted. So with Moose, when I started doing this, I had to take a 1-inch step and do it. It still worked, and Moose was kind of like, that ain't right. What really messed him up is when I said, if you don't think that ain't right, how's that one get you? And he said, it's time for a break. So I want you to experiment with those things a little bit. You can use 1 hand at first till you really understand it, and you don't care how strong they are or if they use 2 hands. You just start fluttering that and move it. They can't stop it. Try it. I know it's dumb, but it really works. Okay.
I'm going to grab your lapel here. Yeah, so.